The love that we have for one another is the greatest threat to the people who rule over us. And it is necessary for those people who rule over us and who rule over African people the world over, if those people are to stay in power, they must destroy our ability to love each other in a healthy sort of way.
Chose the wrong intro. What's up? It's your man, Brian H. Rap B. Williams. This is the End of the Bench Media. Stepping into this Monday. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, whatever time it is. Howdy doody. Good day to you, ma'am, sir, or whoever you are. Thank you for tapping in. Hit that like, hit that share. Tell your friend and tell a friend to tap in. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you do that for me. Make sure you do it for me. It is important. It's important. It's important. It's important. Now, as you know, it is the beginning of the work week. It's the beginning of the sports week. We had an outstanding Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, and Sunday morning, depending upon where you are. NFL Europe kicked off last night. They did the thing as they always do. They started having the ball games in Europe. We had a wonderful college sports week. It was insane. It was a whole lot of thrillers, a few upsets. Teams that we never thought would lose to other teams, they lost. They got their teeth kicked in. It is what it is, though. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the two dudes that you saw on the cover. The thumbnail with two dudes who I think have lost their way. For lack of a better term, I believe they have lost their way. I wasn't so kind in saying they've lost their way. I call them sucker MCs. And that's the way I view those guys. Those guys are not who we expected them to be in this life. The community has backed those two guys, and those two guys have taken it upon themselves to back everybody but the community. They make statements. They ostracize other people. They denigrate people. And they actually start talking about other people's money, and that's something I really will not accept. I think it's weak. I think it's beneath them. So I will talk about that. But first and foremost, let's talk about this college landscape. University of Alabama shocked the world by losing to Vanderbilt University. Vanderbilt University is an upstart university, but they are known as the Blue Bloods of the SEC. They're more of an academic institution. Y'all favorite sports announcer graduated from there. I ain't gonna say his name. Y'all know who he is. But it was an interesting week. This even gives more validity to the 12-man playoff race. If in the traditional sense, Alabama would have lost at this point to that school, they would be out of the playoffs in the end of the conversation. But now it's a beautiful situation. You got other institutions that are on the come up. You have other institutions that are making themselves available for this playoffs. You got a playoff situation. You have a divisional champ situation. You have a Power 5 situation. It's going to be a wonderful conclusion to the NCAA college football season championship games. Some people will get bumped out of the championship game. Some people will be put in the championship game. It will continue to fodder about how dope college football is. It's to the point where I actually like college football more. I like the pros simply for the confusion, the chaos, and all the things that are going around. So basically, shout out to my man, Ray the Kid. Good to see you, man. It's always good to see you. The SEC is the powerhouse conference of NCAA football, but that does not mean we just saw Vanderbilt beat the mighty Alabama Crimson Tide. As I said last week, the problem with the Crimson Tide, in my personal opinion, they don't know how to speed the game up. And speeding the game up has nothing to do with throwing the ball deep downfield and making all these outstanding plays and things of that nature. Speeding the game up is running the football. And until the NCAA gets back, leave that air raid offense alone and continue to leave all this time on the board for other people to do their thing, they're going to continue to struggle. Look, y'all, I understand a lot of us who are going to be tapping into this. We grew up on ESPN. We love ESPN. We love the highlights. We love looking at the deep ball and all. We love all that stuff. But that's not the only aspect of football. Yes, it's good to see at the end of the night when you got Scott Van Pelt talking about it, and he making jokes and he's corny and it's funny, and Chris Berman throwing nicknames. All those highlights and things, those are wonderful situations. We are enjoyed by that, but that is not truly football, sir, ma'am, ladies, gentlemen, haters, bitter friends. That's not the only aspect of football. When you know that your defense is at a deficit from its traditional sense and your offense is always rolling, you need one thing that travels is defense. I don't care if you're in Alabama. I don't care if you're in Bangor, Maine. I don't care if you're in Seattle, Washington, San Diego, California, or Miami, Florida, or any place in between. Your defense comes with you. If it's cold outside, your defense has the advantage. If it's hot outside, your defense has the advantage. If it's raining, if it's snowing, your defense will be your defense. And if you know your defense isn't up to par, sir, you need to speed up the football game. If you get the lead and you run the ball, that means that clock is constantly running. Only times it stops for a millisecond when they place the ball, it starts back up in college football. This is the beauty of college sports. You can see the blueprint on how to win. Look, some of the greatest athletes in the history of the game are coming out of SEC, whether you make it to the pros or not. Some of your favorite athletes came out the SEC, even if you go back old school with the Derek Thomases. Then you come up a little further, and you got you got people from Alabama, you got people from Georgia, Herschel Walker, you got Bo Jackson from Auburn University. There are dozens and dozens of players come from the SEC. But guess what? It's a whole lot of players coming from the Big Ten. It's a whole lot of people coming from the Pac-10 and the Big 12. And those conferences will run the football down your throat. Another pleasant surprise with the University of Wisconsin beating USC. Look, my man D. Gray, he'll probably be in a little later. USC is a powerhouse program. And Wisconsin is a powerhouse program as well, but they just don't come with all the fanfare. You in Los Angeles, California, they call USC the USC West, not the USC East. USC East is South Carolina, University of South Carolina. USC West is University of Southern California. Or some people jokingly call it the University of Spoiled Children, because there's a whole lot of kids out there with a whole lot of money. So look, when you in LA, you in New York, you in Texas, you in Chicago, you in Illinois or Chicago to be specific, you in Miami or Atlanta, you're gonna get a whole lot of fanfare. That's why UGA is all over the map. No matter, look, I bet you most people didn't even know Clemson was still in the mix because they are not at a major media outlet. What we have to do is realize football is gonna be football. It's gonna be football. If you cannot run that football, if you can't put that ball in somebody's stomach and speed the game up, you will continue to lose leads. This is the first time in the history of sports, whether it be football or baseball, or basketball, people are losing 21-point leads and 3 touchdown leads. It's only because you continue to sling that thing down the field. We're going to have to stop all that, y'all. Look, do you want your favorite team to win? Do you want your favorite team to look good as they win? A lot of people say, I want my team to look good and win. But guess what? Keep throwing that football around the yard, and you are not going to do that. I can give you chapter, book, and verse of why running the football is the equivalent of the main ingredient. It is equivalent to the main ingredient in winning football. One of the main ingredients, 3 parts of football for special teams: touch the ball first, place the defense in an advantageous or in a difficult situation. Offense and defense. Defense wins championship. Offense wins games. But offense winning games. Look, we love Michael Irvin. We love Jerry Rice. But let's just look at some of the dynasties over the last few years. The teams that kept winning. UGA, they was running the ball down your throat. Look at some of the best players coming out of UGA. Todd Gurley. My man, what's this man? I can't think his name. He's an African kid. I'll think of his name in a second. He won a Super Bowl with the Patriots, set a rookie rushing record. Sonny Michel. Hey man, I'm dope. But that's what I want you to understand. The teams that consistently win, they have a consistent running game. Some of the best players come out of UGA. Yeah, you got wide receivers, you got this and you got that. But guess what? King Henry, he's killing the NFL. That's not UGA, that's Alabama. Then you got Ingram. Then you got Najee Harris killing in Pittsburgh. Old school, you got Herschel Walker. You got Todd Gurley. You got Terrell Davis. USC, West, you got Marcus Allen, you got O.J. Simpson, you got Charles White. When teams have you go down to Texas, the last time they won an F championship, we love VY, Vince Young. Vince Young, what's the man? He was like a supersized version of Michael Vick. But guess what? You didn't know, a lot of y'all didn't know he had a fierce running team. He had a fierce running game. When USC was killing, you had White and you had Bush killing it. When you have a dominant run game, you're almost unstoppable. It's easy to throw the ball all around the yard, throw it down the field. You take off about 14 seconds, and now you got 15 minutes, 14 minutes, 45 seconds to play. Do you want to feel tiring out their defense? So at the end of the game, you can throw it anytime you want because they're playing catch up. That's what's going on in football right now. That's what's going on in sports. Oh, it used to be you can win by the 3, you shoot, you live by the 3, you die by the 3. The only reason that changed, not because they don't play defense, it's because teams are being coached by morons. Think about this, y'all. Some of the teams that did the best against the Golden State Warriors were teams like with Pop, with LeBron James and others. What does Pop and LeBron James do best? They slow the game down. When you slow the game down, that means somebody's working harder. You're working harder, that means you're gonna get tired. You get tired, guess what? You used to jump off the court 11 inches to get your shot off. Now you're jumping off the court 8.5. That 1.5 inches is the difference in you making and missing that jump shot. People don't like to talk about those things because that's boring. Man, I don't care about that. But we do understand that. That's why the older Klay Thompson got, the worse his jump shot got. That's why Steph Curry, he got arguably the best jump shot we've ever seen. But that's why in Game 7s, Steph Curry never really fared extremely well. That's why you never see Steph Curry taking over in the Game 7, because by the time Game 7 is come about, that means you've been beat up, run down, bump, kick, stomp. You might have a minor injury here, and you're tired. Fatigue has set in. Now it's between your ears. Sports will always be between your ears. It always will be, people. It's not a new formula. It's the same old formula. The same old formula. And speaking of formula, let's look at this. Top 25, NCAA top 25. But y'all know I ain't going 25 because 25 people ain't going to make it. Guess what I'm going? I'm going top 10. 10. You got, let me see. In the top, I'm going to go 12. So it's going to be 12 people making. If the playoffs start today, outside of the play-in games, the conference championships, but if it starts today with the top 20, top 25, we will go Notre Dame and Iowa State. Notre Dame was expected to be on top. Iowa State wasn't. Notre Dame improved 3 slots from last week. Iowa State improved 5 slots because people lost yesterday. Clemson, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought Clemson was done for. I thought Dabo had shot off his mouth before he loaded up his brain talking negatively about NIL. Obviously, some of those folks in South Carolina is doing like this. They making it rain because ain't nobody going to play for free if I go down the street and play for a couple $100,000. But Clemson, they were 15th last week. They're number 10 this week. Let's look at the Ole Miss. Ole Miss is up 3 points. They up 3 slots there. They were number 12 last week. They're number 9 this week. That's going to be an interesting SEC. It's going to be, the playoffs are going to be filled SEC time. The ones we perceived as a powerhouse, Tennessee Volunteers, they are number 8 because they got punched in the eye. They were number 4 last week. Now let's look at these others. Number 7, Alabama. Alabama better get that D in order. Look, Miro. Look, it's 2 Texas boys. They're gonna end up in Miami next week. Next year. More either Miro or Cam Ward. Miro or Cam Ward will end up in Alabama next year. I mean, they'll either go from Miami and never leave the state of Florida, or Miro gonna go from Texas to Alabama to Miami. One of those dudes gonna be a Dolphin, because my man Tua, y'all already know what Tua need to do. With them concussions, he need to hurry up and sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Because it's not good. Tua, man, it's not working. The University of Miami. They up 2 from last week. They're number 6. They climbing steadily. It's gonna be a party down there. If the U continues to keep rolling this way, they're only gonna get better. Cam Ward is a monster. UGA, after taking that punch in the face by the University of Alabama, UGA bounced back. They're number 5 this week. They were 5 last week. This week, Penn State is up 3 slots from number 7 at number 4. And let me continue this list. Georgia. Georgia number 3. They were number 3 last week. Oregon number 3 last week. They're number 3 this week. Number 2 is the Ohio State Buckeyes. They fell from number 1 to number 2. And guess who is the number 1 team in the nation? Steve Sarkisian and the University of Texas Longhorns. It's going to be an interesting season. Prime is back this week. Prime is about to put his school on the map. You're going to love Coach Prime. Coach Prime is doing the damn thing, man. Everybody who loves anybody who's entertaining loves Coach Prime. So what we're going to do is big up to Coach Prime, big up to us coaching staff, and we're going to talk about a little bit of the pro football. It's a little loose talk about bull guy. But shout out to Corey Holcomb in the 5150 situation. Now, man, what I want to do, like I was saying earlier, I want to talk about this. The inability to coach properly. Coaching has gone by the wayside, in my personal opinion. There's not enough quality coaches in the United States of America. A lot of these dudes are just running kids out there. They cutting up. Oh, man, we're going to run my system. It is clear that a lot of these dudes are, it seems as if they're confused. One of the biggest issues that I have with sports today, that in the world today, is that we don't pay enough attention to history. We do not pay enough attention to history. And the reason we don't pay enough attention to history is because we think you got it all figured out. History will teach you everything in sports. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about when you have a franchise, there's a certain way, like when you're dealing with the Bears. You know the Bears, they're going to traditionally have a defense that's off the chain. Pittsburgh Steelers the same way. New York Giants are the same way. But when you are co-opting a team, when you're putting a team together, what you need to do is look at what history tells you. History tells you if you throw the ball all around a lot all day, every day, and try to put it in the hands of the quarterback, even if you have a superstar quarterback, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Tom Brady went 8 to 10 years and did not win uno Super Bowl. Not one. He made it to a couple, but he lost. The running game is paramount. The running game is paramount. And anytime you keep putting it on the quarterback's hands and saying, oh, take us there, take us to the promised land. Look, if you disagree, all I want you to do is this. Pay attention to these 2 history points. Tom Brady, arguably the greatest quarterback in history of the league. Joe Montana. That's all I'm going to say. Joe Montana. Y'all can love Brady if y'all want to. You ask me who to go. Joe Montana. Bro Montana. But look at Brett Favre and look at the 10-year period that Brady didn't do it. Brett Favre had Amon Green. He had Dorsey Evans. He had Leroy Butler. And he had a couple other guys who were, I'm talking about top tier. They were not Hall of Fame backs, but they were some of the best backs. They were top 5 back in the league. Every team, if you didn't have a solidified running back at that position, you took one of those guys, right? But they continued to put it on the arm or on the shoulder of one Brett Favre. And Brett Favre was hitting up wide open linebackers. He was throwing safeties open. He was guaranteed to throw you 2, not 1. He was guaranteed to throw you 2. If you caught it, that's a totally different situation. But it seems as if these teams are repeating this mistake because we got into this mentality of if you throwing the ball, if you running the ball, that's antiquated. It's not going to work. But all you have to do is look at my main man, Rasheed Morris, head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. He let Baker Mayfield throw that ball all over the yard. And they solidified with their defense. This is one of the best up and coming coaches in the world. He got a job with Tampa Bay that I think he was a little too young to have, but they knew that he had it between his ears. If you're going to hire a very young coach, you're going to also have to give him a very long leash in regards to winning and losing because football goes in ebbs and flows. But now My man he got at the Atlanta Falcons playing real live football. They got all the pieces. They even got a quarterback. Is Kirk Cousins a great quarterback? Knock it off. But he's adequate. He's adequate. And if he's also playing with pressure, it's something amazing about playing with pressure. Is he gonna get the money? Yeah. But once you get to the point where you've made all that money, you playing on pride right now. You do not play football at age 36 solely for the bread. You play football at age 36 because you got pride. And you saying, man, I might be able to pull this thing off. I may be able to get a Super Bowl out of this thing. But no. Mr. Cousins is down there playing because he got Michael Penix Jr. clipping at his heels. Michael Penix Jr. is out there. I can guarantee you. He's down there in Atlanta, Georgia, looking at the Jaden Daniels. He's looking at the Caleb Williams. He's looking at the Bryce Young. He's looking at the CJ Stroud. He's looking at old whack-ass Bo Nix up there. And he's saying, I could do that as well. I do believe it's beneficial to allow your rookie quarterback to sit and watch, let him see the speed of the game. But that does not mean that Michael Penix is sitting there holding that clipboard saying, come on, Kirk, keep me on the bench. He dares Kirk Cousins to falter. And that's what Raheem Morris is loving, because Rob Morris is a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a schemer. He's a hell of a defensive coordinator. And that's what the Falcons needed. The Falcons need a coach who knows how to coach players, not the system. As I will matriculate through the day and go through these games that we're talking about, I will also tap into what I mean by speeding up the game, coaching players, not systems, and how it develops into a winning philosophy in the National Football League. If you weren't living up under a rock, and if you tapping in here, you watch the Atlanta Falcons play the Buccaneers Thursday. It was a hell of a game. But Baker Mayfield on the sideline laughing and joking, kiki and ha-ha. Meanwhile, Bijan Robinson, meanwhile, Kirk Cousins and the rest of the Atlanta Falcons are walking down the field and wearing the Buccaneers out. And they understand that. See, this is the beauty in this. This is a very young team. It's an upstart team, and nobody's really expecting them. Now, once we get past week 7, week 8, it might be a different situation because nobody saw the Atlanta Falcons coming. Nobody has a whole lot of faith in Kirk Cousins. Mainstream media say, well, Kirk Cousins is the difference. The difference in what? The difference in what? What is Kirk Cousins different than? Nothing. Zero. Nada. He's the difference in being poor and rich, because this dude has got, he write a check in the bank balance, but Kirk Cousins is not the difference. But they do have Bijan Robinson. They do have the rest of those offensive weapons. They have great tight ends, great wide receivers, and they have a tremendous head coach. So this is why they were able to pull it out. And like I said, when they get a lead, they know how to solve the game or speed it up. Let the clock be your friend. When you had to lead, the clock is your friend. When you're in the deficit, the clock is your enemy. That's what happened with them. You saw Baker Mayfield sitting on the sideline because he just knew he won, and Kirk Cousins, completion after completion, and that's what he does. Kirk Cousins is not a difference maker. You have win withs and you have win becauses. Kirk Cousins is a win with. We can win with you. And when you look at people like Jaden Daniel, when you look at people like at one point Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, and so forth and so on, these are win because. When I show up and I play it out the way it's going to play out, I'm going to be the reason we win because of my play. Sometimes it's not going to work out that way, because you can throw 4 interceptions and win the Super Bowl, and you can throw 4 touchdowns, ask Joe Burrow, and lose the game. Then you have a jackass like Shannon Sharp talking about he played well, but he ain't played well enough. We're going to talk about that a little later. So with that being said, look, man, the Buccaneers did the damn thing. Now, what I'm going to do, it's going to sound like I'm dissing this dude. Here go a win because and a win with. Win because and a win with. Again, win with is the difference. Win because it's not. He's not the difference. He's just not going to blow it. Win because is we need you to get out. We need you to work that number and be the best you can be. And that's what they did. The Buffalo Bills versus my main man, CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is one of the better young and up-and-coming quarterbacks in the National Football League. hit the ground running. He has one of the best offense. He had one of the best offensive coordinators in the game, a prototype, a protege, excuse me, of Kyle and Michael Shanahan. You have one of the best defensive minds of Miko. What is his name? Miko Grimes? No, that's another. Whatever his name is, y'all know what I'm talking about. They have one of the best coaches, young and upstart head coaches in the league. He was a former linebacker in the league. He understands defense. And the 49ers just haven't been the same. We'll get on that a little bit later. The 49ers looking real shaky. They looking shaky as frostbite. But Josh Allen is not a win because quarterback. I used to say, man, this dude ain't that good. He is a stat hound. And I still somewhat believe that. But Josh Allen is a win with quarterback. He has tremendous size. He is a cannon as an arm, but he doesn't read defense to the caliber that he is touted at. He's solid. If you put him in a position, he'll win the game. Dak Prescott is the same way. There's a bunch of guys that are in that elk. They are of that elk. Who is that? My girl Porty says, thank you for the support. Hit that like, hit that share, tell a friend, 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 tell a friend. To tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. To tap in, holler at your boy. But like I was saying, man, look, CJ Stroud is the difference maker. My man, Josh Allen, is a glorified game manager. It's not bad to be a game manager, but Josh tries to do too much. And CJ showed you, I'm going to make plays. Look, the kicker ultimately won, but CJ marched you down the field when everything was on the line. Everybody had to do what they had to do. And this is what's going on in the National Football League. That's what always has gone on. Early in his career, we can go back to the 70s. Early in his career, Terry Bradshaw. All he did, Joe Green, L.C. Greenwood, Donnie Shell, Mel Blunt, and Lambert and Ham, they said, hey, don't pick this up. But by the time he got to the end of his career, he was Super Bowl MVP, league MVP, perennial Pro Bowler. You could develop into something else. Kirk Cousins is only going to develop into a retired guy at this point. But these are the differences. These are the difference makers. What the pass is that somehow you make the right pass, squeeze it between two defenders, don't hit the wide open safety on the other side of the field. Those are win because. Win whiffs are, we're going to run the ball left, we're going to run the ball right, we're going to hit that tight end, we're going to throw it deep in a specific situation. And Josh Allen is that guy. When his team is running the ball well, extremely well, Josh Allen is playing it very well. And when they're not, Josh Allen is kind of shaky. Look, Josh Allen does not need to be the dude who is taking over game. Sean McDermott, his play calling is shaky. Sean McDermott is a solid coach, but his play calling is shaky. He needs to get a new OC, or he needs to get another JOB because he's not cutting it. Look, man, Josh Allen, solid quarterback, but he's not the dude. He's not the difference maker. He's not the man about town. He's not one of the perennial quarterbacks. He's one of the better athletes in the league. He can throw it wherever you want it. He can make big plays. But if you tell him, okay, Josh, we're going to shoot it out and you're going to be the man, they're going to be like, yeah, right. Yeah, we're going to wait on him to throw us a wide, throw open the linebacker. And that's just it. Josh, you're not that. That's why y'all lost. October football is on fire, y'all. October football NCAA is on fire. Big ups to the teams I just tapped out. Thank you for tapping in, Poe, and thank you for background listening. It's always good to see you. Look, October football is on fire. If you ever thought that October football couldn't be on fire, you should have tapped into that Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow shootout. Last week before last, your man Shannon Sharp said 340-some yards. Tripping. 340-some yards, 3 touchdowns, no punts, no turnovers. He should have played a little better and he would have won because he allowed the team to kick 2 field goals. He should have scored touchdowns because he knew his defense was faulty. That might be one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life that comes out of the mouth of a Hall of Fame football player. But that's neither here nor there. And First Take, come on. It just came on. He probably saying the same stupid stuff about that last night because Joe played his butt off again. But this time, oh my God, Joe had 5 touchdowns and he had 1 interception. So, oh my God, they should cut him. Cut Joe Burrow because send him back to LSU. Brady Kelly loved that, but send him back to LSU because he's clearly not a good quarterback. But and this is part of the Sucka MC comment. But this is all I'm saying. Joe Burrow does not. This is an example of a porous owner, because whether we want to admit it or not, think about this. If you're a true sports fan, if you're a true football fan, the Cincinnati Bengals at one point were the Bungles. They got everything wrong. But if you look at the history of the Bengals, in my lifetime, the Bengals have had two, not one, not two, not one, not zero, but two league MVP quarterbacks. Kenny Anderson and Boomer. I got a sheet in my closet of size. That's why I think. But they had Carl Pickens, they had TJ Houshmandzadeh, they had Chad Ochocinco, they had Chris Henry. They got a kid out of Georgia. I can't think of his name right now. He was a juggler. He kept getting hurt. AJ Green. They had Rudy Johnson. They had Corey Dillon. They had whack-ass Carson Palmer. They had John Kitna. They had one of the best offensive linemen in the history of the game, whack-ass Carson Palmer. Did I say whack-ass Carson Palmer? Or did I say whack-ass Carson Palmer? Whack-ass Carson Palmer. When he got drafted, they should have said overrated. But that's neither here nor there. But the Bengals, they had Ray Malalaga, they had David Fulcher, they had Pac-Man Jones. They've had some talent there. But the problem is, they got one of the cheapest ownership groups in the history of the world talking this small market nonsense. For my people who play DraftKings, this ain't brought to you by DraftKings, so I ain't gonna do that. But y'all don't play DraftKings. I'm practicing, so when they hit your boy up, DraftKings, special hashtag, use the hashtag for the discount for use HRAP as your hashtag. I'm doing all that, Joe. I'm getting all that money. But I'm practicing DraftKings. But for those who play DraftKings, FanDuel, and all the other sites, the NFL gets some of that money. There's no more. Look. ABC, ESPN, same company. Disney, ABC, ESPN, same company. Y'all know they paid $3 billion for the Super Bowl in 26? $3 billion. That's just one. What about the money NBC gave? What about the money CBS gave? What about the money that Fox gave? What about the money YouTube giving them? What about the money that Prime is giving? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Ain't no small market teams. So if Mike Brown is being cheap as Richard Howard, well, when I was young, it was Richard White, Howard Rose, or White Port. Now it's Taylor Port. That's my girl, Glorilla. I'm rock with Glorilla. All my boys, all my people who know I love hip hop. Shut up. I rocks with the young girl, Glorilla. Y'all can go ahead and y'all can put on a pair of flip-flops and kick rocks. That's all I got to say. I rock with the young lady. She's extremely entertaining. I only know two of her songs. Something about Friday, she off work or something. And the other one, she say, I can't say what she be saying on that song. It's kids watching. But look up Peanut. Drop the P off quick. You know what I'm saying? But I rock with Glorilla. If you don't like her, STBY, sucks to be you. But back to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals, they start off slow and then they come on fast. They're in the toughest division in football, so they really don't have the luxury of starting off slow. I don't know if it's coaching, I don't know if it's ownership, but Joe Burrow's talent, Jamar Chase's talent, these dudes' talents are being wasted, much like the Cincinnati Bengals have done. Ickey Woods, James Brooks, they wasted a lot of talent up there. Look, Mike Brown, you need to go ahead. Hurry up, find something else to do. You don't need to be running the NFL team. All I need you to do is sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Because you are ruining that team. Look, pay those boys that money. Get some free agents to come to the nanny. Ain't nobody going to Cincinnati. Ain't nobody going to Ohio. No offense. It's an O and an H in between the I. Ohio. Boy, if y'all don't get out of here, that is so lame. That's lame. But it's football, man. You can put out some little guaranteed money out there. You might get you one or two. You get some of these young boys who hungry, they're going to be hit you with that Mike Epps. I ain't never seen nothing like that. It's like, hey, get some people out there, man. Get some defenders out there. They always, look, I don't know what the deal is. Cincinnati Bengals, y'all need to get y'all act together. Bring my man Marvin Lewis back to not y'all got a quarterback. Y'all was gay that man Carson Palmer. Whack ass Carson Palmer. Whack ass Carson Palmer. I'm skipping this. It's buffering. Whack ass Carson Palmer. Whack ass Carson Palmer. Whack ass. Oh, it was buffering. I wasn't saying it that many times. Whack ass Carson Palmer. It was buffering, y'all. Internet technical difficulties. Whack ass Carson Palmer. And if you're a Raider fan, you know why he whack ass Carson. Because I didn't care that he sucked when he was with the Bengals. He came to my team and sucked. Team was already sucking. When Jason Campbell got hurt, it cut me deep. Cut me deep, y'all. Carson Palmer's inadequacy cut me deep. Rest in peace, Al Davis. Whack ass Carson Palmer. But Joe Burrow ain't whack, man. The boy got game. They got offensive talent out there. They let some of their talent go. They still got talent. Joe Burrow, you throw 5 touchdowns against the Baltimore Ravens defense, you out here balling out of control. You are balling out of control. It was one of the most exciting games I've seen in a very long time. And Lamar Jackson, big up to Jim Harbaugh, friend of the show. No, John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, friend of the show. Jim probably watched too. If John watched, he'd tell him, man, rap on. H rap on. Man. Y'all, they call me rap. We got it like that. But look, man, shout out to John Harbaugh. Because you listened to the show. Because I told you after week 1, I told you after the first 2 losses, I say the problem is they got my man Lamar in the shotgun. They got my man Lamar in the shotgun. You're not going to win with Lamar in the shotgun. You neutralize, you're centralizing the defense. It ain't a whole lot of options, but you put him up on the center. And next thing you know, he's out here. It's church on the move. King Henry, big ups to him. Man, that might be one of the best free agent pickups in the history of the Baltimore Ravens. Everybody, hey, for y'all Dallas Cowboy fans, didn't Jerry Jones say he need that dude? You know how good that could be looking with King Henry? But sorry, Dad. Sorry, you're my boy, Dad. Yeah, I rock with you. I got people who love that team. I love. People who love that team, I love. But I want Lamar to win one. He got that super duper paper. And they be hating on Lamar a little more than they hate that for different reasons. They just hate Lamar because he's dynamic. Can't nobody stop it. You be hearing that Breaking 2 music. Ain't no stopping us. Ain't no stopping. When Lamar playing, you be hearing that play. But him and King Henry with that defense, once they get that defense fortified, John Harbaugh, he's already a Super Bowl champion coach. Big ups to the Ravens. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals. It was a get done. Now, the team that nobody saw, shout out to the man RC. Your background, let's see, supports. He's a friend of the show. Check it out, y'all. Check it out. The Minnesota Vikings are undefeated. They got rid of Kirk Cousins, and they undefeated. Kirk Cousins ain't worth 1,000 cookies, and the Minnesota Vikings are undefeated. I know I was big up in them, but look, I like Rob Boys, man. Kirk Cousins ain't worth 1,000 cookies. I hope he get a real bad one of them grade 3 high ankle sprains, and he could go to the sideline, and he can't play no more. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. My man Michael Penix coming there doing the damn thing, and then the minute it be the Baltimore Ravens beating the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl with Michael Penix outplaying Lamar, but Lamar having a good game. That's the way I see it. I ain't said that's gonna happen. It may happen, it might happen, it could happen, it would happen, it might happen, it could, and we could see it. But what I want y'all to understand is the Minnesota Vikings are playing the way your man Rap said play. You got another quarterback, Sam Darnold. He is the prince of throwing open linebackers, hitting safeties in stride. But guess what? They said, we got Aaron Jones up here. He got hurt yesterday, but I think hopefully he's hurt and not injured. It's a difference. If he's just hurt, he's going to miss a couple days. And then he'll be back. If he's injured, he might be gone for a few weeks. But hopefully he's hurt. But look, they speeding up the game. Sam Darnold, their head coach knows that Sam Darnold is not that good at decision making. So he's catering the offense to what he does. You got Aaron Jones, a big time running back. You got my man Brian Flores. Is it obvious why I like Brian Flores? My last name ain't Flores. His name ain't H-Rap with Brian's. Indeed. And he's from Brooklyn, New York, where some of the dopest MCs in history of the world come from. But Brian Flores is living up to his resume. Excellent defense coordinator. He was with my man Bill Belichick. If y'all don't like that the man was cheating, y'all should have stopped him, beat him. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Bump that. But the Minnesota Vikings are out there. They got Jefferson. They got other wide receivers. They got weapons. They doing the damn thing. They out here killing, man. The Minnesota Vikings are doing the damn thing. I got my man Joe in the building. It's Ivy. Oh my God. Did he hit me with the nah, he ain't left hand. If he was left handed, oh my God. You know me, Joe. It's obvious. Either left hand or you got to sing that. That's right. That's right. If you're left handed or your name Brian, I'm rocking with you hard. Extra hard. And guess what y'all ain't gonna never hear me say? Pause. That's the dumbest game in the world. Pause. What? I will kick you out of my chat room if you ever put in pause. I'm just gonna mute you forever. Pause. That is the length. Back to sports, man. Sam Darnold's doing the damn thing, man. Look, the Minnesota Vikings, me being from Chicago. Let me see. What do you say with my man Joe Brother Knowledge? Okay, man, I like that, man. Rated Care. He's shouting out to Rated Care. Shout out to Poetic Sand. So my man Joe said, what's up, too. But like I said, man, look, this is how you speed up the game. People think you speed up the game by playing fast like a no-huddle. No, you speed up the game by making the clock go. When your team is rolling and your defense is punching the other team in the mouth, you speed up the clock by running. Do you want to make the quarterback make 16, 17 plays? No. You just want the clock to run. You want the clock to run. And when a team is playing from behind, that means they have to throw. If your defense is knocking people out, game over. Shout out to Sam Darnold and my man Brian Flores of Haitian descent. And he ain't no dogs. He ain't no pets. He the man. He from Brooklyn. He ain't no pets. You bozo who said that. JD Vance. But back to what I was talking about. And B might be the greatest number 18, fam. Come on. You could have got number 7. Something. You messing up my last name, Caleb. But I was a fan of yours before you got to Chicago. I can't figure out why I was a fan of yours, though. Caleb, number 18 for the band. Could it be his last name Williams? And he played for my hometown team. Let me switch up. I know he said something. I thought he said something slick. I thought he's playing for, he could be because he's playing for my hometown team. That might not be it, though, because I never liked Jay Cutler. He wasn't worth 2 dead flies switched together. I never liked Mike Thompson. Now, Mike Thompson, I was a half Mike Thompson fan. I think Mike Thompson wasn't that bad. But it is a clear-cut answer why Caleb Williams is the greatest quarterback in the history of the band. Well, he might be, it ain't hard to be like being tall as midget. It's like being it's like being the skinniest clump. It really don't mean you skinny. It's just the skinniest clump. But Caleb Williams is getting in stride for all you suckers in Chicago, haters in Chicago, all you limmies in Chicago who was calling for that young brother. I still think they need to get. Look, Eberflus is the problem. Caleb Williams is catching his rhythm. He is not doing, of course, he's not doing what Jaden Daniels is doing. Oh my God, I'm frozen. I was frozen, y'all. I can't do it, man. It's holding me back. I was frozen on the screen. And I wasn't a musical for children. I was on the screen, man. I can't believe that. But since I don't know it's buffering, costs upon a whack. But Caleb Williams is finally catching his stride. He's going to be one of the premier quarterbacks in the league, even though Eberflus is 33.894% retired. But I know we ain't supposed to say retired, but when we talk about Eberflus, he retired. But Caleb Williams is getting his rhythm, y'all. He might put the Bears in an advantageous position. They could be vying for a division championship and a playoff position. Caleb Williams is doing his thing. DJ Moore is doing his thing. My man Rome is doing his thing. Allen, as usual. Sorry, Allen, man. I like you. But, bro, you are HMO. You're one of the best receivers in the league. And if you ever just played 17 games, you might get a yellow jacket. But, yo, boy, every time I turn around, that joke. He out for 4 weeks. He got a pull hamstring. Boy, you need to get Chris Paul on the phone. Chris Paul used to get hurt. He started eating vegetables, and Chris Paul ain't been hurt. But he's 3, 4, 5 days older than baseball now, but he be killing. But Caleb Williams, look, I understand it was against the Panthers. Sorry, Poe. I know that's your team. They ain't worth the but hey, they got checks. They getting checks tomorrow. Everybody on the Panthers getting a paycheck tomorrow. So, look, yeah, I thought y'all was going to make my boy Bryce Young look bad and had your boy the Red Rifle out there. Nope, nobody scouted for him. That's why he was looking like he was solid. And then he turned right back into that pumpkin, and that pumpkin got it busted. That jack-o'-lantern got busted yesterday. The Chicago Bears did the damn thing. Big ups to Eberflus, even though you suck. But, yeah, Caleb Williams don't suck. I wonder why Caleb Williams don't suck. It ain't the touchdowns. It ain't the mobility. It ain't the rah-rah. It's the last name. If his name was Brian Williams, that might be my first time ever purchasing a jersey in my life. Up until and including the moment I see a pro athlete and he give me a jersey, because I ain't buying no jersey. I'm not buying. I can't. I'm sorry. But shout out to Chicago Bears, man. Y'all did a damn thing yesterday. Big ups to the Bears. My hometown team, my number 2 team. But next up, Jaden Daniels, the dude who I wanted the Raiders to trade the whole franchise for. I'm talking about I wanted them to do a Ricky Williams and get Jaden Daniels in Las Vegas, but they didn't. But he's still my man. I like Jaden Daniels, like his name was Brian Williams, and he was left-handed. That's how much I liked him. I liked him when he was with Coach Herm. Herm, that was big up for Herm. We played to win the game. Herm, that was big up to Herm. And I was like him out there with Herm, and I was like him down there with LSU. You know, Reddy Kidd was trying to talk last year. Forget you, Reddy Kidd. Me, Jaden Daniels, I'm telling you, man. Shut up. See, Reddy Kidd got cool with me because he changed right when he met me. He changed his name. He's like, man, that dude cool. I'm gonna change my name to Raider. And then because he like Brian and Williams and Raiders, he was like, I'm gonna change my name to Beck Kidd. And then that kind of sounds stupid. And he's like, Raider Kidd. And then we've been tight ever since. That's how he changed. That's how he got the name Raider Kidd. Now, with that being said, the Washington Commanders versus the Cleveland Browns. Look. I don't know about y'all. I know y'all didn't count him a man now like New Edition. But Deshaun Watson need to be on the first thing smoking out there to Vegas. Get one. I was no crack a joke, but I ain't gonna crack that joke because Deshaun is my guy. Either that or how about this, y'all? So my man Jameis Winston, West, young man. Either or, send one on Deshaun or Jameis. To Las Vegas. We in business. We in there like booty here. I'm just letting y'all know he could be the next alliteration of Jim Plunkett. Let me see what he got. I told you, dude. Don't be mad. Hey, man. My fault. I ain't need to tell everybody how you got your name. But Jaden Daniels is Rookie of the Year. Hey, Caleb Williams, unless you just turn into the Human Torch. Jaden Daniels got that thing locked up, man. That offensive Rookie of the Year, he got that thing locked up. Sorry, y'all. Anybody in contention, but again, man, this is another example. They got Robinson out there running wild like Hulkamania. They got their defense out there. They speeding up the game. The defense play with their ears pinned back. They doing the damn thing, man. The Washington Commanders are playing football. Nobody saw them coming. New ownership, new attitude, new coach, new quarterback. Better results. Best results. Do you guys understand that this dude is playing at a Hall of Fame clip? Ain't nobody in the Washington Redskins at the quarterback position played this well at the beginning of the season since Sonny Jurgensen. I don't even know who the hell Sonny Jurgensen is, but he sound like he make deodorant. Like he make deodorant on a hot day. Sonny Jurgensen. Because he don't want you stinking on hot days. He put some Sonny Jurgensen on. But this dude is out here killing, man. Jaden Daniels, he is one of the young upstart quarterbacks. Look, Deshaun Watson, look, I don't make excuses for nobody. If you stink, you stink. The reason it was one play I saw in that Cleveland, Washington Commanders game. I'm old. They the Redskins to me, but I'm not gonna be disrespectful to the native folks, to the Native Americans. So they the Commanders, but work with me. But it's this one play. It was a quarterback whack where he dumped the ball over the defense. They let the defense get on top of him. He dumped it. Now, bad quarterbacks whip it to the running back. He floated it out. The dude ran up on it. He got about 14 yards. Bad quarterbacks don't do that. That's why I believe, I can't think of his name, Stepnowski or something like that, something along those lines. I believe he's the wrong coach for this team. I think Antonio Pierce is the right coach for Deshaun Watson. Wink, wink. But hey, trade him or Jameis Winston to Las Vegas. We need to win. But if they're going to get rid of my man, Anthony Adams, I'm cool with that. They should have never signed. You don't sign wide receivers, you draft them. Sorry, y'all. Who needs wide receivers? You don't draft. You don't sign those dudes. I'm not signing no wide receiver. I'm drafting those dudes and get you a veteran core. But that's neither here nor there. Look, Jaden Daniels played his behind off. They made the game go fast. They ran the ball. Jaden Daniels ran the ball 15, 20 yards at one point. They had Robinson killing against one of the better defenses in the league. You got that defense tied by the fourth quarter. Do you believe in magic? And then that's when you'll win, because quarterbacks step up, make a play. Point blank, period, end of sentence. End of sentence. My man Big Mo his San Francisco 49ers. That initial treat. They out here looking bad. They out here smelling like garbage truck juice. But are they smelling like garbage truck juice, or do we actually see that Brock Purdy is a game manager? All you guys, whoa, Brock Purdy. He was looking pretty ugly yesterday. Brock Purdy is a solid quarterback. Oh, let me see what he said. I agree. We're getting Deshaun Watson. Yeah. But Deshaun Watson, come on out to Las Vegas, man. I'm going ahead and crack that joke, Deshaun. You my man. We get you a couple massages and everything on the house. It's a joke, just joking. I don't think he was guilty of that. I don't care what nobody said. The people who will get mad at that joke, not gonna be listening to my show no way. And if y'all hit that like, hit that share, tell a friend to tap in. That's all I'm saying. But all I'm saying, if Deshaun Watson doing the damn thing, he ain't doing the damn thing. He's stinking all to be damn, but I think it's a culture situation. You don't go from one of the best young quarterbacks in the league and just fall off like bad dope. I just don't believe that. You get in the system that caters to that quarterback. I don't care who you are. Kirk Cousins will look better than when he was with Shanahan. He looked good. When he was up in Minnesota, he looked good. He just still wasn't worth nothing. He down there one man raw, because they're catering to his abilities. That's the key to sports. I don't get you to play the way I want you to play. I coach around your abilities. Point blank, period. End of sentence. Hey, do y'all like this? That was dope. But then we're gonna go to the G-Men and C-Bags. The who cares game of the week. But the G-Man stood up. The G-Man, look, Danny Dimes ain't worth a quarter. Look, the G-Men have a solid team. They got a solid coach. Danny, you 2 fingers, 1 word, you out of here. Beat it. The Colts, as Joe team, so what? They suck. Now, Joe Flacco, he played a good game, but it wasn't good enough. Sunshine, a.k.a. Trevor Lawrence, showed out, kicker won the game. The Broncos, the Denver Donkeys versus the greatest team in the history of football. They beat the Raiders, man. It was kind of hurt a little more because Sean Payton is the coach. Sean Payton, you whack. But he beat my team. He coached the team to beat my team. I still don't like you. You suck on to be damned. You make me sick. I hope you get hit by a truck. That's it. Yeah, I'm hating. And then last night's game, the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Dallas Cowboys. Prescott earned that money yesterday. He earned it. Look, defense wins championship, offense wins games. Dak Prescott, look, he didn't play his greatest game. He threw 3 interceptions, but when the game was on the line, he walked them down the field. So big ups to Dak Prescott, even though his coach is a pure Riri. Look, just imagine if the Pittsburgh Steelers had Dak Prescott. It would be a beautiful situation if the Pittsburgh Steelers had Dak Prescott. Y'all think I'm hating? I mean, y'all think I'm crazy? Dak Prescott is a very good quarterback. He's somewhere in between the win with and win because. Now, I ain't going through all those games because that would suck. What I am going to do is address what I got on air today to address. Look, we have been inundated by sports coverage for years. They've ruined the actual conversation of sports by doing this yelling and screaming, talking, making talking points and dressing up as my opinion. That look, your opinion is only as sound as what you can prove. You can't say I'm 8 feet tall and I'm 5'10". Well, that's just my opinion that he 8 feet tall. It means absolutely nothing. So with that being said, it's 2 guys that I'm going to attack. They're on the cover of this episode, and it is Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, 2 Sucka MCs. First of all, Shannon Sharp played right into the power structure's hand by calling out the salary of players. Look, I don't know if a lot of these old guys are jealous or not. I get the feeling that they're not. I just think a lot of these guys on TV, because they wasn't that good, they are hating already. Shannon Sharp was that good. He was that guy. And he called out Jared Burrow and said he wasn't making enough money. He said it's all about W's and wins. That's just stupid, Shannon. I know you're a far more intelligent man than you're presenting, but I do believe that's why you got those boner pills, and that's why you didn't get suspended and or fired when he did the thing, because it was all a publicity stunt. Get mad at me if you like. You will never see me. I'll never see you. And then if I do, let me send them pills, though. But on the serious side, let me get some pills, though. But on the serious side, I just think Shannon Sharp is a pawn by the man at this point. First of all, I was disappointed in my brother Shannon when he took the job over being independent solely. You're rich enough to be independent. Just imagine if you were independent, created your own website, broadcast from your website, and then put it up on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and those things. Chef Kiss, you didn't do that. Shannon, you cape for the system far too much to be a brother from rural South Georgia and never took a shower till you got to college and all that nonsense you be talking. You do a way too much caping for me, bro. Shannon, you are great at your job. You are a great personality. You make us laugh. But what I do believe is, at this point, I'm starting to think you're a fraud, bro. Shannon, you do everything the system deems acceptable. You change your wardrobe because the system didn't deem it acceptable. You change the way you talk because the system wants you to sound a specific way. Look, I'm not asking you to come on here and sound like Mushmouth and Fat Albert. Oh, big KB, ain't you ready? Because we be going to be. I'm not asking you to do that, but look, stop catering to what other people think is negative. This is sports talk. This is sports talk. You're doing interviews. You're having a good time. Do that, bro. You make yourself look bad when you acquiesce to what they think you should be. They gave you their behinds to kiss when you retired #1 in receiving, #1 in touchdowns, and #1 in yards. And you wasn't the first ballot Hall of Fame. But when you are the cream of the crop, you go in on the first ballot. I get it. But you can no longer be worried about getting fired by the man. I'm sorry, Shannon. You need to step your game up. And as for your partner, we already know he steps and fetch. He steps and fetch. He is hopping Bob from life. What a gun line, boss. Look, we know that. This dude did all that talking about, I'm in New York, and then he bought a crib somewhere in redneck bumfuck New York. But you can live where you want to live. But I really don't like what he did. He did when Shannon did the sucker stuff last week, when he called out what Joe Burrow did, and he didn't do enough to win. When you score 33 points in a football game in the National Football League, if you score 33 points in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you're supposed to win. If that is a axiom, score 33, you're gonna win. That means it's not the quarterback's fault. I'm disappointed in you, Shannon. You speak of John Elway with such reverence, and you're in negotiation with ESPN about your new contract. I get it. Don't talk about your personal business, but you don't have to mention what Dak makes to make your point. Dak Prescott is he's more accomplished at his job than you are at yours. I Googled you, bruh. You don't have any nomination for any major league awards. You don't have any NAACP nominations. You don't have any Urban League nominations. You don't have anything. But then you go to our sister on the other hand, then when you want to go to this dude, he ain't done enough. But guess what? You said compare to other people, my contemporaries, and compare to my stats. Well, I just happen to do that. You Captain Poop Butt Sucker MC. You are a sucker MC, my guy. You are a sucker MC. Because look, where is it at? I actually did it, man, and because I thought it was whack that you did that. You're gonna call Dak out first. Dak is playing. You said I'm number one in my business. Yeah, you're number one. You know what that's equivalent to, Mr. Smith? That's equivalent to getting a bye week in the playoffs. You are the number one seed, and if you don't win the Super Bowl, nobody cares. Now he said compare him to his contemporaries, right? Okay, let's shoot for Rachel Maddow. Now, you were egotistical and ignorant enough to call out Dak. So I'm gonna call you out, Smith. Okay. You were never nominated for an Emmy. You were never nominated for any journalism awards. None of that. It's nowhere near you. But Rachel Maddow, she's one of those people that made $20 million that you sideway reference. Not a problem. Not a problem. Let's look at this. Let's look at Rachel Maddow. What Rachel Maddow? She's won 3 Emmys. Stephen A. has none. She won a Grammy. Stephen A. has none. She received a proclamation of honor from the state of California. She received the Maggie Award, and she received some award, a humanitarian award in 2010. Guess what that is? How you can get that by putting cilantro on your tacos, because cilantro is a natural antibiotic. And because Knox and Big Illinois always smoking, you'll get y'all some cilantro. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. But if you're going to do that, let's compare you to the Sean Hannitys, who probably has Emmys. Let's compare you to the Bob Lees, who are no longer doing the job that you're doing. Let's compare you to all those guys who receive Emmys. Jamel Hill and what's my man, Robert Smith. They have Emmys. You don't have any, so you don't have the ability to talk. We're going to use your logic. If you ain't all of that, why are we talking about you? Because you ain't all that. But these guys, all of them are all that. Whether they are high-level pros or low-level pros, they made it to the pros. You cracked your knee, but guess what, Steve? You could have, when you turn 40, I bet you need one still crack. Go get you some time, bro. Get up out of here. Get up out of here all the way out of here. Get past out of here. Stephen A. Smith, you are a world-class clown. You talking about you could go get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You can go get all this stuff that he affiliates with the hood. Everybody, I am to this day a peanut butter fanatic. You couldn't shoot peanut butter on either one of my children. They don't like it. I love it. I used to literally go get a tablespoon, scoop it up. My great grandmother Esther used to scoop it up and lick it off a spoon. That's how much I love peanut butter. My children will not touch it. They treat it like it's the plague. So look, Stephen A. Smith, my only issue with you is one of my major issues is because I got so many issues with you because you are king of the sucker MCs, if you ask me. But one of my issues with you is this. You go out of your way to excoriate the people that are in your community. You point the finger, you point and wag the finger, you shake your head, and you talk down to the mistakes or the mishaps that the people in our community make. What you need to do is check yourself. It is not cool for you to be calling out people in your community just to prove a point. You could have did that entire interview with Sean Hannity and never brought up that somebody he works at ESPN and he ain't got the awards that I have. Sir, you don't have any awards. If we do a little research, I'm quite sure we can find that Bob Lee has an image somewhere, some way, somehow. But when you're in a porous environment, you get porous results. That's what you're leaving out. Context means everything, Stephen A. Context means everything. Knock it off. Next up, I believe that's me, Craig G. Jump on the mic for the Sun for me. Molly's kicking, fight, William, fight in there. Why was his tongue that fat, man? Tell me somebody know the lyrics to Picking Buckets. Don't nobody know the lyrics to that but him. And then he hit the I'm tripping. It's I don't use them, I just got them. But what we gonna do? We gonna Ruby Ligon, we got 1,000,005 examples of you can't call people out because they have a difference in opinion as you. You can have a conversation about it. You can dance to it. You can't talk at the same time, and you can't do nothing but sing at the same time. Look, Stephen A. Smith, you are trying to get your money. But early last week, you said it ain't always about the money. Well, why are you trying to get $20 million, sir? $20 million a year, sir? You're trying to keep up to Rachel Maddox and the Chris Cuomos and those people. That's why you want all that money. And you out here buying that coach. I know you, because you look like a reject from the Muppet Baby, so you out here buying that coach, man. I know what you up to. But with that being said, big ups to the people over at my dream car. But hey, Stephen A. Smith, you need to leave people alone, bro. Next up is my man Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, you call people out. You've done a Stephen A. Smith. I do believe you're a porous excuse for a friend to the community taking sides to Stephen A. Smith. When Stephen A. Smith is in the presence of the community, he tries to be all rah-rah and down. And once Mr. Charlie show up, Stephen A. Smith has nothing to say. He is not to be trusted. He is not to be trusted. You know, he's a BAUM bomb. We don't mess with Stephen A. because he has no problem throwing us under the bus. He has a ton of disrespect for us. He does everything he can to make us look bad. Therefore, I cannot roll with him. I'm not going to take your side against the community. Now, Shannon Sharp, on the other hand, I'm still going to, I'm not going to rock with you. I'm going to follow you on all platforms. I'm not going to even address you. I just don't understand how you could be a former pro and mention this, what somebody's getting paid in a negative connotation, with a negative connotation. That's not what you do, sir. Unless you're going to show up with your head skin tight and say, hey, man, I was out there with Big Illinois and Knox and I got VU. So what can I do? You ain't going to do that because we know you're not from Big Illinois. We know that. But on the serious side, we can no longer just sit around and hope people do right by us. We must demand being done right. And we must circle the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Point blank, period. End of story. I am just sick and tired of Black men, young and old, always falling into the conversation of these tropes about Black men. We're lazy, we're shifters, we don't take care of our children and things of that nature. That is purely conjecture and conversation. This is not what we're about. We're one of the strongest groups in regards to parenthood in the United States of America, Black men in America. So we have to get away from that. Next up, like I said, man, tomorrow, the sun will come out tomorrow. You can bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. But on the serious side, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, End of the Bench Media presents Build and Destroy, where we attempt to build a community and destroy the lives and property candidates, subjugate our community. I want to thank you guys for tapping in. I really and truly appreciate it. And we ain't talking about no cake mix and nothing. And we ain't talking about no soundtrack. We ain't talking about none of that. But I want to thank you guys for tapping in. This is your man H-Rap-B. This is Hold My Beer Sports, 2 fingers, 1 word, and out.
Jesus.